How's it? Today is Friday, November 25th. It's been a very long day. As you can see, I'm back at Central Strength in California. I flew back earlier today. So yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I flew back to California. My flight started. Well, first flight was at 6:25, I think, in the morning. 6:35 maybe. So I got to the airport at like 5 something. So I woke up at like 5. After dinner on Thursday. Like that's kind of crazy. I knew that I was gonna lift today. I really was looking forward to lifting today. Um, I knew I wasn't gonna lift a lot, and I knew my hips would be hurting and my upper back might be giving me an issue. So I ended up starting off with those little um, like thoracic, upper back thoracic stretches. I do think that helped as a good warm up. Overall, I came in today to try to do three triples at some weight. I didn't know what it was, and then when I started, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do three triples at 85, and hopefully 115 or something like that. So I ended up warming up to do um, the three triples, of course. On the first set for the snatches, I ended up doing two sets or two singles. So, sorry, two reps instead of three. It was pretty challenging. Um, yeah, maybe I shouldn't say like that. It was challenging on my grip. So I wasn't able to keep the straps on the bar, and I wasn't gonna reset for a third rep. But overall, like 85 is pretty light. It's a weight that I can power snatch for probably doubles. Maybe I could do a triple at 85, but I wasn't planning to challenge myself to the point of um, failing anything today. So once I got to the 85, and I ended up not doing three, I just moved it to doubles. So I also moved my clean and jerk down to doubles. Um, and then I ended up going instead of 115 for clean and jerk to 110, just because I felt pretty tired. I think something that I was dealing with yesterday actually. Um, eh, it wasn't too bad yesterday. More so today actually was that my triceps were actually kind of hurting from. Here's my first set from Wednesday. So I didn't feel really strong overhead. It honestly was happening probably like towards the late end of last night. Thanksgiving, of course. All right, so this is the set that I tried to do three, right? And then I'm trying to figure out like if I can actually pick it up here, and then like my hands are not really in a strong position. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do um, two. You can see here I'm still dead set on going for three, and then I was like, never mind. um, but yeah, like I was mentioning, my triceps have been a little bit sore. They feel a little bit fatigued. It was happening some amount of time last night. I wasn't awake for too much last night, and then it happened a lot when I was at the airport. Like I felt like my arms are just not. I wasn't able to like push things. Yeah, there's not too many things I need to push at the airport, but still. One thing that I'm really focusing on here with a lot of these snatches before they're done. This is my last set. Um, is after extension getting to push my body down. So get the bar over my head, but also to push my body down with my upper body. It's I think it's helped tremendously with my speed. So that is, I think, going to be important moving forward. I mean, it's always been important. It's just not something I've really focused on for a while, for maybe like 5 or 6 months. But yeah, my clean and jerks. This is the point in time or in the session when my body's starting to feel like I've been awake for a long time, and that's not necessarily true. I ended up sleeping on the plane quite a bit, but it just wasn't quality sleep, of course. And I did not sleep a lot last night, so like overall, Sleep quality was probably like a 5 or 6 out of 10. And then amount of time I slept was probably about 6 hours total. Yeah, that sounds about right. I slept, I think, 3 hours last night in my bed at home on Maui, and about 3 hours on the plane. So yeah, I mean, obviously when you divide them up like that, that's not ideal. And yeah, that's my last warm up set there at 100. That was basically the moment where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna commit to doing 110 because that was just not super easy. Like the weight itself is moving, but it feels like I'm not moving, you know. So same thing with the 110. So I'm just pretty happy that I didn't have any misses. See there, my extension is okay, but my kind of getting under the bar was a little bit slower than it should have been. It was a long and lumbering jerk. Moving okay. Moving okay. Pretty good overall. I think when I'm looking at these, the issue that I think is the biggest is if my upper back doesn't hurt, how much can I actually lift? Because I think a lot of times I've been limited by my upper back hurting. So if I'm gonna miss a lift, oftentimes it's not because I'm too weak. I mean, in theory, I'm too weak in my upper back, but that's why it hurts. But oftentimes it's just overall like my legs are not the weak point. My extension is not the weak point. It's just my ability to stabilize the bar on my shoulders. Especially if I get rounded forward, then I struggle quite a bit. That's a pretty good technical lift. A little bit slower than I would have liked, but I think positions were pretty solid. Jerk's not too bad. Like, after that, I moved into my pull-ups and then my ab work, which is my partial dragon flags. Like all in all, I think today was a good training session. It wasn't the heaviest, but it was something that I think was absolutely necessary for me to feel like I'm moving around and make sure that I am still athletic, at some point, at some extent. So yeah, not too much else to say. I am Yeah, that's it. I don't know. It's been a long day. Thank you for watching. Shoots.